It's a Tyese Show where performing artists, entrepreneurs, athletes, and more express how they've overcome trials and tribulations to make it where they are today. Be inspired. To introduce my illustrious guest for this evening, he is going to tell you a lot about his journey. I'm going to ask him some questions so we can go deep into knowing who he is and what he is doing. He's doing a lot for his community as well. Now, check this out. He's a barber.
Indeed.
Okay. And I'm going to call him a cut creator.
I like that.
Not in the DJ sense, however.
You know what I'm saying? For sure.
Yes, because I have seen some of the pictures of the styles that he's doing. So, doing all the little intricate details and all of that in the side and the back.
Look, gotta be crisp.
That's right. Gotta be crisp. Gotta be sharp.
Indeed. To the touch.
That's right. Okay. But now, see, this is the thing, too, as well. So another, I always bring y'all some nice folks to come on the platform and bless the platform. So this, in addition to him being a barber, he's also, I want to say, an influencer right now, because what he's doing is bringing a platform himself where men and women get to come together, okay, and really talk about different things, really get an understanding of each other. I had the privilege to attend one of the events, and it's very nice because it's kind of round table discussion, like everyone is sitting in a semicircle.
Yep, that's right. Get nice and close.
Exactly.
Cousins today. Cousins.
Exactly. Like just talking to family, And it was great because some questions were asked, and then we all get to go around and give our point of view, and if you want to be quiet, you can be quiet, but and listen and learn. However, the forum is bringing something different. We always say, well, the men men are from Mars, women are from Venus. Remember people used to say that.
Yes.
So this gives a chance for men and women to come together and understand each other. And so now my guest's name is Nasha Charles.
Yes. Thank you. I'm so blessed to be here. Thank you for inviting me out, especially after Trim Talk. Trim Talks was today. I definitely was looking forward to this. This is like my first time doing like an interview with all the lights, the shebang bang, everything, just everything.
The shebang bang. We try to do it big around these parts.
Y'all doing it. Definitely creating a platform for entrepreneurs such as myself and others to really like speak and introduce what we do in a safe space, and like what better place to do it than right here. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, we get you out there.
Indeed.
Yeah, and it's also a blessing for you to come onto the platform anyhow, because the tagline for the show, if you have not been with us previously and are watching today for the first time, the tagline for the show is actually what we do for therapy. Okay, so what I like to make sure that I bring out in my guests is what their journey has been like and how their journey has been therapeutic for them. Okay, so Nasha is going to bring us to that today. All right, so you are you're a barber, and let me ask you this: are you originally from Maryland, from Baltimore?
Oh, Baltimore, born and raised, Baltimore. Yes.
I can tell by the way you said it.
Come on now,
y'all heard that D,
you
right?
You ain't from here if you don't say Baltimore. Okay, Baltimore.
That's right. Exactly.
That's right.
Exactly. So what area did you grow up in?
I grew up in Sedonia, and then me and my mom just been moving around. Went from Sedonia, then we went to Saybrook, then we went to Harford Road, Bel Air Road. It's all over really. Yeah. So it's basically been like since the beginning. Like I've seen a lot of things go. I've seen a lot of things stick around even still. Mm-hmm. So just like the whole culture of it, is just Baltimore is just home. It's home, Like a lot of people be like, I'm from Baltimore, but I resided in New York or Chicago, something like that. No, I'm from Baltimore, like born and raised. Like, you can hear it. I be getting made front of all the time about the way I say to and you, all of that.
Yeah.
Shoe, do, blue.
And they do mess with us and how we talk.
All the time, you know what I'm saying? But I love it. You know, it's just part of the culture.
Yeah. I used to work in DC and would actually get that.
You know, you see?
Like how we talk here.
I'm like, I don't hear it. I was like, what accent? What are you talking about?
Right. Told we had an accent. And I'm like, what are you talking about?
Until they started picking out the words. Now I was like, I don't like y'all. I don't like y'all. See, y'all on to us now. Y'all on to us. But hey, you know, it's just the culture.
Now, what was the demographic in your household? Like, who did you grow up with?
So at first it was just me and my mom. But I always had like my aunts, my uncles around and stuff like that. My dad, he was around, but he just wasn't as present as much. Okay. So I seen him like every now and again. And then my mom met my stepdad, who's, you know, that's my father, you know. And he stepped up to the plate. So now I was blessed to have two father figures in my life who I've grown close to, you know, who's taught me, you know, how to be a man, the responsibilities and stuff like that. But in the beginning, my mother was both. You know, and that was hard on her. She had to take on the role of both and trying to instill in me the best that she could, you know, the qualities and the values that I would need to grow up and be, you know, a respectable young man, which wasn't easy. And then the fact that we the same sign, we both Tauruses. So we bump heads all the time, all the time. But I mean, it was so just, see, so you know.
A Taurus here as well.
You know, so it was a lot of like just learning each other, and it was a huge experience for me. And I feel like I don't take it for granted, because if it wasn't for my mom being there and being just so like in it with me, I wouldn't know, you know, how to speak to a woman. I wouldn't know how to respect women, or I wouldn't know how to be sensitive as a man.
Oh, mom.
You know what I'm saying? Shout out to my mom. I love you so much. I hope I'm making you proud.
All right now.
Yeah. So yeah, like she created the mold for a lot, and then just having my dad's, you know, in my life, and having just those role models, having that village. I always had a village around me. Yeah. So I always had the support that I needed, the discipline that I needed, and it always put me in the right direction. Not saying I was perfect, I was off the chain. Don't get it twisted. I was off the chain. But, you know, I still had that structure, though. So, yeah, it made way for a lot.
Yeah, and young people need the structure, you know, and they actually realize it too. I've noticed a lot of times, you know, I mean, I work with young people, and I realize that they know they need the structure. Absolutely. You know, it may not be in their mind in that sense, you know, but when they see the difference between having structure and not having structure, they know the difference, and they know that something is off. Always,
definitely. It's just having that direction. They just need that direction. That's all it is. They're not dumb. But they very much know about their surroundings and what's going on with them, and what their surroundings do to them, how it impacts them. They just need that. They need that kind of. They need something to fill that void. It's kind of like they can pour into, to kind of like just point them in that right direction to get them to where they really need to be. But a lot of them don't really have resources like that. So a lot of them take the wrong route. You know, they act out, or they make the wrong decisions because they don't have them resources there to help them, teach them how to work through that, you know?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It's tough being young, man.
It very much is. It very much is.
Yeah.
Now, as you say, what high school did you go to?
I went to City Neighbors Hamilton Charter School.
Okay.
I love it. Yeah. CNHS all day. Arts integrated, by the way. Arts integrated. Like, they paved the way for the Nigel Charles that you see today, as far as like the entrepreneurial type guy that you see. Yeah, because they was so hands-on with, you know, whatever you want, you can have it. Just work at it. You know what I'm saying? No idea is bad. And this is like, we're the student body getting these kind of, you know, gateways opened up for us, you know, because, and that's how the real life works. If you really want something, you got to speak on it. Closed mouths don't get fed.
Exactly.
You know, but you also got to work on it. You got to work at it, you know, and show that, okay, I deserve this because I asked for it. This is my responsibility now, you know? So yeah, I really love my school. Like, they was so different. I felt like it was made for me. Because, I mean, I wanted to apply for Baltimore School for the Arts and Mervo and City, but I didn't get accepted to any of them. None of them. And I felt bad. Because I got into my high school by, like, default, because they're a lottery school. So I think that they just threw me in there. Like, he ain't got nowhere else to go. Just put him in there. So I was like, what is this school? Brand new. I mean, like, we were the only, so I'm an alumni in my school. So I was the only first class in the building.
Okay.
Yes. Shout out to the first class.
Wow.
Yes, 2014. Yes, indeed. Like, and that alone was an experience for me, because I never was in a school by myself, especially high school. That's my first time going to high school, and I'm the only class in there.
Right.
And then it's like the curriculum is different. The environment is different. Like, we walking into basically like our living room again. Got couches everywhere, and like the walls are clean, carpet on the floor. Our cafeteria is a cafe. You know what I'm saying? Like, literally like booths. We sit in booths. We got a salad bar. Like, it was really like just like a dream school for the youth in my area, because we never seen schools like that. And you really don't, like, in Baltimore City. I mean, now they're starting to kind of do like the new generation schools more now, with like the couch kind of like laid back aesthetics. But normally you'll see the hard chairs, hard desks, white walls, you know, stuff like that.
Right.
But yeah, I'm grateful for my high school. Definitely. Like, I've grown a lot of family since then, like huge family, huge support, and just being more in love and more like one body with my craft. Like, I was doing a lot more, but before cutting hair, I was dancing. That dancing is my first love.
And I was going to get to it, because I'm hearing the arts, I was like, well, wait a minute now. There's something there,
definitely more.
Because you said you thought about applying for School of the Arts.
Yes. Before I knew that whole process of like having to audition and stuff like that, I didn't know that was part of it. I was like, all right, just sign my name on this sheet, and then hopefully I pray I get in. Didn't work like that at all. No. My feelings was kind of hurt. But everything happened for a reason. Because when I first went to my high school, they didn't have a dance studio. So remember when I was telling you, like, whatever we wanted, we had to speak about it and work at it. So I kept on going to my principal, like, hey, everybody else got a home. The dancers don't have a home. We need a studio. Can we have a studio? Because we got to practice outside the classrooms. Like, we don't have no studio. So I just kept on being steadfast in that. And eventually the principal knocked down the old locker rooms that was in the studio, and then made it into a fresh new dance studio. And like, that was something that was very special to me, because I never had like a school care that much about what I needed. Not even what I wanted, what I needed.
Yes, that's different.
Yes, very different, very different. And like, that's why I always tell people, I don't know how y'all experience it was in high school, but I love my high school. Like, my high school was that. Like they genuinely cared about us, like, to the bone, to where as though the love and care traveled to home. Yeah. And if you didn't have a home, you had a home.
Yeah, they worked on that. It takes a village.
It does. It does. Yeah. Definitely does.
All right. So we're going to take our first commercial break and pay some bills, and then we're going to get back so that we can find further about the journey of Tyese Charles.
Hi, this is Wanda Godspread of Watching Wanda's World, a podcast in which I look to empower, uplift, encourage, motivate, and inspire. I am also a self-taught makeup artist and an affiliate for the makeup brand Plan and Makeup by Yolando. Below you'll see my personal URL, planandmakeupbyolando.com/discount/Wanda. Bookmark that URL so that you don't forget to use my code WANDA at checkout to save you some money. Here I'm showing you just a small array of some of the products that I own. By no means is it all encompassing of everything she has, but you can get everything from yoni products to skincare to makeup of all kinds. So again, use my code WANDA, WANDA at checkout to save you some money. Peace and blessings. I love you.
Today with my very special guest, Mr. Tyese Charles. And he is a barber. And also we're going to get into the forum that he has formed where men and women get to come and talk out their concerns, issues, understanding each other.
Yes, indeed.
Okay,
yes, indeed.
So we're going to get to that.
Let's get to it.
So thank you. Thank you for returning. All right, so you went to this wonderful high school and was a part of the first class there. actually got to ask for things, and they listened.
Yes.
And would try to give what the students needed, and that's fantastic. So now you graduate from high school, okay? And you said you wanted to really be a dancer, or did you change your mind? How did that work out?
So I really just wanted to work. I wanted to work. It didn't matter. I wasn't really like that focused on like my craft that much. I just knew like I needed to help out around the house. I know my craft ain't gonna make me no money right now. I just want to work. So I started off working with my dad at the bar. I mean, not the bar, the liquor store. And so I was a bus boy. So I was, stacking up bottles, stuff like that.
That was actually my first job.
Look, shout out to the bus boys and women around the world.
When I tell you,
it's not easy. It's not easy.
I still love that job.
I loved it at first. I loved it at first. I felt good, bringing home your own money. That was my first job. So that was definitely an experience for me. And eventually, like I always was dancing. Dancing was my first love. So I'm dancing everywhere. But I didn't understand like the business aspect of it yet. And I didn't even discover that I could cut hair yet. That was something I kind of was like dipping and dabbing with. And when I was in high school, like I took some internships and stuff like that, but I wasn't really hands-on yet.
Okay.
I just was in the barbershops, just asking questions, looking at how they did things. I was like, one day I was in the barbershop and I was like, I don't want to keep paying $30 for my haircut no more. I want to learn it, because I'm in high school. I don't got money like that, but I got to look right,
Right.
So, but once I graduated, that wasn't like my first instinct, wasn't like to go work in a barbershop. It was after I basically quit working at the liquor store, and I was just like, I just want to cut hair. So my older brother at the time, he cut hair at his own shop down Monument Street. So I hit him up and I was like, bro, look, where can I start? Like, I want to cut hair. There's something I want to do. Just show me the way. So I started with him like literally the next day after I got fired. Oh, well, I quit. It was weird. It's like I quit, and then my mother wouldn't let me quit. She was like, no, don't quit. Let them fire you. So I had to let them fire me. So, but I quit first, okay? I quit first.
Let's get that straight.
Yes, I quit first, okay? Shoot, they ain't let me go. I let them go.
To move on to greater things.
You know what I'm saying? And just being in the same space as my big brother, my older brother, like who wouldn't want to learn like their craft or their developing craft from their older sibling? So it was a blessing for me to be in that different world, different environment with him and learning that. Even on Monument, like I didn't know nothing about Monument Street. I heard stories. I heard the stories. But to me, I'm just like, I'm with my older brother. I'm good. He's teaching me the craft. He teaching me the business aspect of it, the grind of it, the patience of it. The patience. Because I thought, all right, you cut the clippers on, somebody gonna sit in your chair, you gonna get money. No, it's really an art. It's really an art. And it's a patience to it. It's a science to it. You just can't go and work on somebody's head without building chemistry and building trust first. You have to take your time and treat your client's head as you would your own. And know your do's and know your don'ts. It's okay to say you can't do something, you know how to do something. But I always was like, yeah, I can do it because I was just starting out and I wanted that clientele. So I started off just giving free haircuts at first. And, it was cool. Like my brother was sending me like a lot of his clientele, mostly like kids at first, and then some of his older clientele. And then, once I started getting comfortable with it, he just let me rock out on my own.
Yeah.
So I really did need that. I needed that push. I needed to see what that environment was. Because that was a different set of water for me. Dancing, performing is easy. I've been doing that all my life. But now I'm in a whole foreign land. And so I got to know how to move in this land, because to me, just watching it, it's like it go hand in hand. It's just easy. You just cut, boom, cash exchange, next person. But it takes time. And I was fresh in the game, but I was such in a rush. But that was still a learning process I had to, go through on my own to get to where I am now. Yeah. Don't work on Monument Street anymore, though. No. Had a good time. Had a good run. But I had to move on.
So how much older is your brother than you?
He has me by 5 years. Yeah,
Okay.
so I'm 27, so he's like 30 something. My math is bad, y'all. Okay, don't judge me. I can admit that. But yeah, he's 30 something. But yeah, he still cuts hair and everything. We still rap from time to time. And he's definitely been like proud of me and been supportive. And one thing he always told me, he was like, just don't stop cutting hair, man. Don't stop cutting hair. So shout out to you, bro. I'm still at it. I'm still at it. You know, but I've just been trying to balance everything else, you know, still trying to get back to my other crafts as well.
Right.
You know, but I was just so invested in this craft because this was like the newest one for me. I didn't know it was in me. Apparently, our family is like known for barbers, and I didn't know that until I actually discovered my barber ability. And my brother started telling me, like, yeah, you know, our uncle used to cut hair, our father used to cut hair. I said, funny how I know this now when the door is open.
Right.
But yeah, it was definitely.
But shout out to your brother, because I really like the fact that he that you know that you were able to do you did some clients free first, you know, did some kids, and then moved on into some adults, and then that way people get to see, you know, exactly what you know, how your skills are, and then it has to be customizable, you know. It's not this cookie cutter thing, you know. So you know, you have to, like you said, you know, somebody comes to your chair, and it's an exchange, you know, of it's a very personal exchange, you know. So like you said, it's not just, hey, let me shape you up and that's how I thought it was. Hit a few lines and pay
Boom,
me, give me my money.
Not at all. It's a whole relationship. And it's a lifelong relationship. And I think for me, I know like some barbers, for them it's like the craft itself. But for me, it's literally like the relationships I build with my clients. Because we'll be, you know, client and barber, like the first couple of weeks after that, we family. And I may not even know the connections you have, but I don't think about that. I just love helping my people feel good about themselves, or just giving my people a good space to just let their head down, relax, vent, you know, stuff like that. That means a lot to me. That's what it is for me.
Yeah.
You know.
And they say it's like, okay, you have, like, for instance, you form a relationship. So you have this client that comes to you. He comes to you 2-3 times, you know. But now maybe fourth time, you know, the client comes to you. It's like they feel more comfortable with them. You know, you're starting to get to know them better. And maybe they even have something that they're going through, you know. So it's almost like you begin to offer a little bit of counseling advice, or just an ear.
Oh, yes.
You know, an ear for them to talk and get some things out. You know?
Yeah, absolutely.
So, which is really good. So, and people stick with their barber, you know, I mean, for years and years at a time.
Because barbers are more than just barbers. That's why. We're your therapists. We are your relationship expert. We are your teachers. We are your students. We are your lawyers. We are all these different things. All these different things. Because, I mean, once upon a time, barbers were like doctors and everything like that, like off the rip. Like, if you wanted to get surgery, then you would go to a barber. The barbers, way back in the day. That's how they used to rock back then. Like the barber pole itself, the reason why it's red, white, and blue is because the white represents like the bandages that they used to use, you know, for their clients and everything like that. The red is for the bloodletting and everything like that. And the blue really, like, it symbolizes like the surgery and stuff like that. So yeah.
There we go.
You just never
look, teach. That's what I'm talking about.
Got to read that long book. Oh my goodness. You pick up some things, okay? Yeah, like barbers were literally never just barbers. It was always more things added on to the position alone. Because you gotta think about it. That's a lot of energy transference. You're not just somebody digging into your hair or doing your hair. So stylists as well. Because barbers and stylists go hand in hand. You're not just playing in somebody's hair, you're transferring energy. So whatever they're going through, whatever you're going through is going to go into that person's roots, their head. Because your hair is not really hair, if you think about it. What it is extending senses. You know, it's like your senses is for you to still stay connected with the world around you. I mean, of course, you know, we know it is hair, but is a reason why they say if you grow your hair long, you cut it off, you feel light, you feel release. It's energy. You hold a lot of energy in your hair, so you got to be careful. That's why I always tell my clients, do not let everybody in your head.
That's right.
Do not. You have to protect your crown. I have a friend of mine. She's a DJ. Shout out to Ty. She literally, like she say, when she DJs, she makes sure she protects her crown. Like she'll wear a hat. She protects around her. So she may wear a certain jacket. She make sure she wear her crystals. She prayed up and everything like that. She's very protective about her energy. And, you know, she really like enlightened me on a lot of that, and how can you like protect your energy, how important that is. So that's why I say it's the same thing with hair. You got to be careful. Don't let everybody play on your face or makeup, all of that. all of that is energy transference. So just be wise, be careful, be careful.
That's right. You have to have the right spirits around you.
Yes.
Oh my goodness. Yes.
And that's the thing. A lot of people don't leave with their spirit. They be leading with their flesh too much. I don't like fleshy. I don't like fleshy things. Now, granted, I'm not perfect. I'm still in the flesh. Yeah, I do my fleshy things sometimes, but I prefer moving in the spirit more. Plus, it's more fulfilling anyway. It feels more real. You feel more full when you move in your spirit. You feel like it's like purposeful. It don't have no meaning. Like, it's not like it don't have no meaning to it. Like you it just feels right. You know it's right because your spirit always gonna speak to you first before your flesh. But sometimes we'll make excuses for what our spirit is telling us. Be like, no, but this no. Your spirit is telling you what's right and what's wrong. Who to invite in your space, who to let go. Exactly. So gotta listen to it.
Have to listen.
Indeed.
I love it. I love it. So I want to have you tell us about Trim Talks.
Trim Talks.
And I'm going to tell you like this. Before you go into Trim Talks, this is what I'm going to do.
Okay.
I'm going to, because I saw this, okay? I saw this today, and I was just so moved by it. Now, how many of these forums have you had?
I'll say this is the fourth Trim Talks. Yep, fourth one.
Tell us exactly what is Trim Talks.
What is Trim Talks? So, Trim Talks is basically the cornerstone of conversation between men and women. The conversations that we don't have with each other. The ones that we always have behind the closed doors. You know, be like, I'm going to have my man talk. I'm going to have my girl talk. But we bring that together to kind of bridge that gap and build that good community back of communication between us because we need it. It's missing in our communities a lot, which is why it's so much hostility between, the black man and the black woman because there's so much misunderstanding. It's not enough comprehension. It's not enough just willing to talk. It's always got to be an argument or a debate. So, like, where do we start? Oh, being vulnerable with each other, creating those safe spaces again. So, that's basically what Trim Talks is all about. Just coming together and knowing that you got a safe space to come to and release, heal, laugh, yell, scream, whatever you got to do. And know that you are not alone in that. You are supported in that. You are understood in that. We are comprehending with you in that. I'm not going into it with my own understanding, but trying to gain an understanding of your own understanding. I want to understand you. I don't want to understand my understanding of what you mean. Because it's a difference. It's a difference. So just bringing that mold back together of just community and honestly just partnership between each other, and just building that love back again and finding it again. And it's crazy because me and my best friend, her name is Diana Escalera, aka Diana's Lighthouse, aka I Survived, aka New Vision.
I did not know.
Look.
I did not know she's your best friend.
That is my best friend.
I took a class of Diana's.
Really?
Yes. And y'all will never see footage of that, by the way.
No. But that's so, we was just talking about that, and I was like.
It's a dance class, y'all. A sexy dance class.
It is.
At least that's the one I took.
Definitely. Look, please follow her on her platform. She's amazing. She's actually came up with Trim Talks with her at her house. We was just sitting chilling, and he was like, "Partner, what we gonna do this year? Like, what can we come up with? Like, I'm thinking like a podcast or something." And we was just throwing out ideas, and I was like, I want to incorporate something with my barbering, but it's like barbershop conversation.
Right.
It's like because like you see a lot of times like you'll see women coming to the barbershop, they may not stay long because they feel out of place and uncomfortable. Or they'll come into a barbershop and they'll just sit very, very quiet. They won't say anything. And I'm like, because we talk about so much in the barbershop, like the barbershop is where, you can just let your hair down, just chill and talk about anything and everything. But everybody don't get that. And mostly women don't get that. Just like in salons, a man walking there, he's going to feel out of place, uncomfortable. He's going to feel like he's like a target, or he's going to feel like he don't understand what the lingo is or what the language is or what the conversations are. So I'm like, yeah, I want to kill that. I want us all to bring that together. Why can't we both have the same conversations in the same space? So I was like, at first I was going to call it Talking Trim. And I was like, nah, that don't hit the same. I got to cut it. It got to be something that's short. I was like, Trim Talks. She was like, yeah, I like that, Trim Talks. So then I just started just jotting down different ideas on how I can just bring the conversation together. and like topics that just really make you think. Not your typical like, oh, what you feel about a man, what you feel about a woman. Oh, women ain't nothing, men ain't nothing. No.
Right.
Like really thought-provoking conversations that you normally wouldn't hear, but it's like it makes you pull from different directions.
Yes.
It really makes you think and dig deep within yourself to find the answer, and not be afraid to, or be so focused on having the right answer or the wrong answer. Just giving an answer, giving your answer, speaking your truth. And everybody coming together, speaking their truths, even if you quiet, because you've been to the trim talks. Some people won't speak, but then you got that one person that would be quiet at first, but then just something to jump out of them. And that's what I love. Like, it's such an experience and it's such a journey. Like, it's bigger than me. I just love providing that platform for everybody. Like, this is your platform that you can look forward to every third Sunday of the month. Be like, man, I got some stuff to get off my chest. Somebody else probably got the same thing going on, or maybe my story can inspire somebody else to get through whatever they're going through. And that's the beauty of it. Like, you never know who you're going to be in the company of. Right. Even though y'all strangers, or some of y'all may know each other, like how you knew my best friend the whole time.
Right, exactly.
Y'all may know each other, but y'all may not know this side of each other, because there's layers to everybody. So you may not know this layer of this person, because this person may always come off as very, very strong, independent, got everything together, but then they come to the trim talks and they're vulnerable, they're broken, they're damaged, they're hurting, they're healing, and that can hit you because maybe you looked at them as like this strong figure that you can confide in, but whole time they need the same thing you need. So we actually helping each other because we're healing together. Now the healing is starting. Now the tears are flowing. Now the shouting is coming. Now the deliverance is coming. Now God is in the room. It's just,
amen.
Yes.
Yeah, I really enjoyed myself, and I noticed that now. You controlled the room at the same time. Like, you asked questions, and then that guided the conversation. What was the question or two that you asked today in today's Trim Talk?
Today I asked, basically, because I always leave with like a question for you to think of for when we come back. So the question was, how do you let your trauma get in the way of your triumph? And I brought that back. I said, how do y'all really let y'all triumphs get in the way of like what's meant for y'all? Because sometimes we can like psych ourselves out of something that's meant for us because of what we've been through. Not realizing maybe we need this thing in order to let that trauma go. But we so hooked on our trauma, we be using our trauma as an excuse as to why we don't deserve what's meant for us, what God made for us. So we keep resorting back to our trauma because it's safe. It's not safe, but it's familiar.
It's familiar.
It's familiar. Exactly. Anything outside of that trauma, I don't want it. Because this trauma is the only thing like I recognize. Anything outside of that, that's scary to me.
Yeah, afraid of the unknown.
Yes, exactly. So not realizing trauma was unknown to you until you've seen it. But it was constantly replayed to you over and over again. You didn't know how to get out of it. You only knew how to deal with it or how to just go through it. So it really made everybody like they just took that. They took it, and I just let the conversation mold into however it's gonna mold into, because I never knew how common that was until I did it to myself. Like, I've tricked myself out of getting out of a toxic situation because I felt as though I was gonna be like the next man, or I didn't deserve anything better, so I'm gonna settle for this, or I gotta go through all of this so I can get to the better.
Right.
No, not at all. If it's toxic for you, let it go.
Let it go.
If it is toxic for you, let it go. If the soil is sour, it's not gonna grow. So you can't keep on trying to fertilize dead soil. It's not gonna happen. You're gonna drive yourself insane. And I said this, and I guess it was a word. It just came to me, but I was like, God ain't gonna plant you anywhere where you can't grow. But we find ourselves in situations where we create the chaos for ourselves. It ain't meant to be chaotic, but we hold on to dead weight when we supposed to just let it go. And that's another way how you let your trauma, because probably you've seen it or it happened to you, get in the way of what's greater for you, that better relationship, that better job opportunity. But we hold on to it because we're afraid of the unknown, like you said.
Right.
And then another question was, what is the double standard? Why is such a double standard of men cheating and women cheating. Because when men cheat, it's like, oh, he's a man, is in his nature. When a woman cheats, she has a reason to why she cheats, or y'all are just better at it. And I was like, why is that? Why is it such a double standard? Why is it like such a difference? Like it's a competition. Like, no, what it is my best friend, she said it, Diana, she said it. She said, men don't have the space to emotionally release, to be emotional release and telling people why they cheat. So it's just made up as, oh, he's just a man, he's gonna cheat. Whole time this man is hurting, he dealt with a lot, which is why he's trying to fill a void. But those spaces are provided for women.
Right.
You know, y'all can easily release or cry out in public, and you know, somebody be there for y'all. It may not always be the right people, but somebody will be there for y'all, because that's been the created norm for y'all. Like somebody had to do something to y'all in order for y'all to cheat, because y'all are the ones that I gotta go through the most pain. Always going back to the man that don't deserve y'all. So yeah, he made her cheat. No, maybe she wasn't emotionally available to him as she was to all of y'all. Maybe that's why he cheated. Okay. Because he felt abandoned. He wasn't being supported by somebody who's supposed to be his partner.
Right.
You know, so how can he stay? And I've seen this in a lot of movies. I've talked with this with a lot of my homeboys. Like sometimes men will feel abandoned if they feel like they're being treated less than a man. They feel like there's no peace around them. Their woman's not being at peace. They feel like they're not being supported as a man or even loved on as a man. And sometimes, even if we may be hard up and stuff like that, show us something different. Don't be hard up with us. Like it has to be a balance.
Right.
You know, don't treat me how the world gonna treat me. Love on me. You know what I'm saying? Like embrace me. Let me know it's okay for me to be vulnerable here. Cause I'm hard out there all day. I'm hard out there all day.
That's it right there.
Like if I'm hard all day, when can I release? When can I be soft? When can I cry?
I need to be able to come home and that be my safe place.
Yes.
You know, I need to be respected. I need to be loved. Not just be made love too. Not just, you know, that's cool.
Give you babies when you want babies.
Right.
You know, that's already a lot.
Exactly. So, you know, a man needs to be able to come home and know that everything that's out there in that world, that's out there. But here at home is where I get my peace.
Yes.
Okay.
That's why they say home is where the heart is. That's why I say home is where the heart is.
Yeah, exactly. So I love that. I love that, the double standard. It's like you said, it's like we want to take it as though men, because they're men, they're they're just gonna be dogs. They're just gonna run around and they're just gonna cheat because they always want to have their cake and eat it too. And it's like that is the you know, the whole little circle that y'all are put into. You know, that's the pot that y'all are thrown into. That's just how you are, and that's just how you're going to be. You know, however, what is the reason? What is the reason why he cheated? Not just because he's a man. You know, what is the reason behind it? You know, and if you come home and you're not getting peace, you know, you're not being respected. Look, remember Chris Rock said, you ain't getting a big piece of chicken. The man's supposed to get the big piece of chicken.
Look, if
man come home to dinner, he ain't getting a big piece of chicken.
Look, somebody ain't gonna have a good night. Okay,
that's not because in the way that he meant that, it's not just literal.
Yes.
It's a figurative meaning to that. You know, the man is supposed to be the head of the household. And when the woman thinks that she runs everything or that she should run everything, then there's that balance is off. Then that causes a real problem.
My thing is, you gotta let a woman be a woman, let a man be a man. You can't be a man better than me. I can't be a woman better than you. It's a balance. The head don't survive without the neck and shoulders.
That's right.
But you need the head in order to give the neck and shoulders meaning. So we both go hand in hand. To me, no one is superior than the other because we both are that balance.
Right.
We both don't exist without each other. So yes, the man is the head, but the woman can also be the head. She can be the eyes, the ears, the nose, everything. Okay? Like, because sometimes y'all see things we don't see. Y'all hear things we don't hear. You know, do things we don't do. And vice versa. Vice versa. It's a balance. Once we stop looking at each other like this and start looking at each other like this, then the roles will be more respected. The love will be invested more into the homes, into the relationships. the foundations will be more sturdy, because I'm not trying to be your warden. I want to be your man, but just respect me as such. You know, treat me as such. Allow me to be a man. You know, allow me to love on you. If you're not used to that, then voice that to me, especially if you know I'm creating a space for us to have those conversations, you know, and vice versa. You know, if your woman is allowing you to be vulnerable with her, why not take that? Why fight against that?
Right.
And then make her out to be the bad person when she's providing. She's doing all the right things to be your partner. But you're again using your trauma to get in the way of your triumph.
I was thinking the same thing as you were talking. I was going to bring it back, because that brings it back to you're living in your trauma, living in your past, and it's not allowing you to move further with your man or your woman.
Absolutely.
You know,
get out your own way.
Get out
your own way. Keep God first. That's it. Keep God first.
There you go. You know you're gonna have to come back.
Right? Oh, I hope so, because there's so much
you know
more. There's so much more to say.
You know you're gonna have to come back.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me.
You were already invited back.
Look, I just was so locked in here. I forgot these cameras is right here. Hello, I'm sorry, y'all. Yes. I want
to make sure that everyone knows how to follow you.
Oh, absolutely. You can follow me on IG, King Nasha. That's KINGNYSHAI on IG. Nasha Charles on Facebook, NYSHAI Charles. And just get at me. You know, barber, dancer, actor, teacher, lover, fighter, God, believer.
Not actor.
Actor. Yes.
You're definitely coming back here.
Look. Have many hats, not just this black one, okay?
There you go.
Definitely.
I hope you enjoyed Nisha's interview. And for more amazing guests, please like and subscribe. And don't forget to share as well. The Tyese Show.